Alright, some of you have requested that I do um, a Star Wars Transformers crossover figure. So today I'm doing my favorite among my collection of Star Wars Transformers crossovers. And here he is, the Darth Maul crossovers figure. Um, he's a great figure. Um, he is a lot of the pictures on the internet and the box art don't really do justice to this figure, because the posing doesn't, or the pictures don't really show how much posability this figure has. And I had to figure out how to discover and find out exactly what other poses are available for this figure. Because he's very articulate. I mean, he's got a lot of articulation in his feet. His hands have a lot of joints. He does have some waist articulation, but it's hindered because of this nose cone piece. His head just turns 360 degrees. But other than that, it's a mighty good figure. I'm really impressed with the way this figure turned out. I wasn't expecting it to be great at all because of the pictures on the box and on the internet. I thought it would be a great alt mode, but the figure would just be okay. But as it turns out, the robot, or quote unquote mech mode, is a lot better for me than the alt mode. Okay, just to give an idea on size, if you don't have the Darth Maul crossover figure, or you haven't started any of your Star Wars crossover figure collection, here he is with a regular Star Wars figure. This is the latest Darth Maul figure. It's from the Legacy series. This is the Darth Maul Legacy figure. The mech mode does retain most of the fundamental elements of Darth Maul, which is the tattooed face, the black and, well, gray paint, and more importantly, the double-bladed sword, uh, which this figure retains. Uh, they both look as menacing as the character in the movie in Phantom Menace, and um, I like the way this character turned out. I mean, he's a lot more posable than the actual Star Wars figure, because this figure just, well, sorry, this figure just stands. He does have some articulation in the legs, but it's just a knee and forward and backward hip articulation and some feet articulation, but that's it. This guy has a truckload of articulation, and he's more articulate, ironically, than the actual figure. So let's put him away for a while. Darth Maul. For Transformers, size comparison, almost everybody, I think, has a Seeker mold in one form or another. Acid Storm, Thundercracker, Skywarp, Starscream. This is the G1 25th anniversary Transformers Universe Deluxe Starscream, with the G1 repaint. He's about, well, he's smaller than the Darth Maul crossover, but I'm not exactly sure if the crossovers are deluxes or Voyagers. Some say they're Voyagers, some say they're deluxes, but I think they're in between, because he's bigger than Starscream, and he will definitely be smaller than, say, an Inferno or a Vector Prime or a Henkei Optimus Prime. So just to see the size, he's a pretty decent figure. I mean, not as small as a deluxe Seeker. Okay, let's set Starscream aside for now and focus on Darth Maul. It's an excellent figure. If you can just get past the kibble and the starship parts, this is a very likable figure. In fact, if you get to pose him correctly, or in a good pose that you like, you can actually use some of the parts of the starship as appendages or accessories for Darth Maul. For instance, these panels have actually made it look into like a flowing cloak, or a lower cape for him, and the wings, which serve as his backpack, have become they look like they look like angel wings or demon wings, or his cape that has been just folded up. So it could still work. It could still work. I mean, it's not as horrible as some of the other crossovers, like I don't know, Luke Skywalker, or any of the Jedis, or any of the clone troopers that turn into ships. I mean, those have horrible, horrible extra appendages in mech mode. So I usually only pick the crossovers that look good in mech mode, and he's actually one of them. Um, I didn't actually realize that he would look good in mech mode until I opened him up, but I got him because I'm a big Darth Maul fan. So there. Um, the lightsaber, double blade lightsaber, can only be held by the right hand as a double blade. The left hand is hollowed out, so you can only put one there, while the right hand has a doesn't go through and through. He has sort of like uh, a stopper in the middle, so you can put both lightsabers in. These lightsabers will serve as missiles for the alt mode, the Sith infiltrator mode of this figure. So let's get him ready for transformation. Just fold everything in. He will look like this when just standing in a standing position. The box art, I think, shows him somewhat in this form. Okay, um, to begin transformation, you can begin with the legs. I'm sorry, it, a lot of parts do pop off. Okay, just straighten out the feet. Okay, and then uh, the back part, the nose cone, just fold it down very carefully and make way for the landing gear. The landing gear locks in and the feet lock in. It's like forming a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, just be careful you don't break the tabs, because it'll be a pain to glue them back together. Then you rotate. Okay, next tuck in the head. Okay, and then fold in the arms. There, the forearm has a tab that tabs into that hole, and the hands fit into this hole on both sides. So tab it in. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, and lastly, the wings. The wings just collapse this way. Okay, open up the flaps and just set him down. The landing gear doesn't go up, it just stays there. The best it can do in flight mode is if you uncock it and snap it and just leave it there, but it still shows. I think this was meant to be displayed not with strings and hanging him from hooks like that. You could do that, I mean, but I think he was designed to be displayed on the ground like so. Okay, it's a great alt mode. I mean, it even comes with a small Darth Maul figure, which fits into the cockpit very nicely. Some articulation, the hands do move simultaneously, and the feet. It's a nice touch. I like that. The new crossovers from the Clone Wars and Legacy, they don't have small figures anymore, which is it's a small thing, small matter. As I said in my review for Vector Prime, he does look like the Sith Infiltrator does look like the alt mode of Vector Prime. It's very nice. It's very clean. I like the compactness of this alt mode. It hides a lot of the mech mode's features, and it's just really a great figure to display in alt mode or in robot mode. The missiles do fit and fire like so by pushing the buttons. Okay. All in all, if you still find this figure, I don't know if they're still on sale, I say pick him up, but don't pay more than $20 for him. He's an interesting alt mode, mech mode, and a definitely cool Sith infiltrator mode. And I don't know if they're going to repaint him, but he's a good figure. So there you have him. Uh, Star Wars, Transformers crossovers, Darth Maul. Thanks for watching.